Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This video was sponsored by Afsisterwig, and I'm really happy to be working with them because I love how my hair turned out. This hairstyle was not hard, it's not difficult, but it's detailed, so it takes time and patience. I really love it though, so if you're interested in seeing how I accomplished this look from start to finish, then just keep watching. Again, this wig was sent to me by Afsisterwig, and it's a 13x6 20-inch 3D Swiss straight lace frontal. A mouthful, I know, especially if you don't know anything about wigs, but I'll explain what all that means throughout the video, so just chill. I bleached the knots off camera because I have a very detailed knot bleaching video on my channel, but before I install a wig, I love to hot comb the hairline back using a heat protectant so that I can have a clean and clear view of what I'm doing once I start gluing the lace down. This prevents stray hair from getting stuck to the glue, so I just push it all back. The wig came pre-plucked pretty well, as you can see here, but I did go back and do some more light plucking until the hairline was gradient to my liking. After I plucked it, I put it on my head just to see how everything was looking, and already the lace was looking nice against my skin without adding any tint or makeup to it, so that was a good sign. I got excited. This is a 13x6 lace frontal. I hate when companies promote their wigs being 13x4 or 13x6 only to receive a wig that has 2 inches of parting space on the sides and it only goes deep in the center. That should be an abomination in the Bible, because how dare you bamboozle people like that. But I like this wig because this is a full frontal and I have the option of having a more versatile hairstyle. I'm applying the bow hold active lace glue and working in sections, dotting glue along the edges of the ball cap, and to make sure it all dries clear and evenly, I smooth it out with my rat tail comb. I apply glue to my ball cap and to my skin because I found that it helps the wig last longer the thicker your layers of glue are in width. I've never lost my edges after doing this, so I don't find it to be a big deal to put it on my ball cap. It's no secret I have a big forehead. You see her in all her glory. I don't like to bring glue too far onto my forehead though, to try and make it look small, because I feel like I start looking stupid. So I add glue to my skin as well as the ball cap, but my goal is to make sure my wig is sticking, not so much to make sure my forehead isn't big. I'd hate to feel shocked at the size of my forehead after this wig come off, so I'd rather keep it how it is for the most part. But for this particular hairstyle, I applied 2 layers of glue and I kept it on for about 4 to 5 days. Could have lasted longer, of course, but I just don't wear my wigs that long. 4 to 5 days is actually a very long time for me. After I applied my first layer of glue, I started over back at the first section that I started at, and I just applied my second layer. When the glue was clear, I started applying my wig in the center. To prevent my lace from bunching up and causing ripples along the hairline, I always stretch the lace as I'm laying it down in the glue. I don't stretch it trying to rip it, but I stretch it enough to have a good amount of tension on the lace so that it lays flat and doesn't feel like curling up on me. I also bring the hairline of the lace a little past the edges of the glue to make sure I don't glue down lace that don't even have no hair on it. To tack it down, I lightly press it in with the tips of my fingers, and I use my comb to help melt the lace into the glue. It's easier for me to apply wigs in sections. I start off in the middle, then pull down the sides and press down the temples, then pull the edges and press down the sideburns. You see how once I came to this side in the center, I started seeing that the wig started folding up. It was not laying flat. So I actually just unstuck it, if that's a word, unstuck it. I don't know. I picked it up off the glue in the center and I repositioned it, and I had to like tug going towards this side so that the center could lay flat. And then I just went ahead and I pressed it back in. It's no mess. It's not going to create no mess as long as you allow your glue to dry before you start tacking your lace down. And so long as your layers of glue are not that thick, you could pick the lace back up and reposition it if you have to before things are like, you know, set in stone. If I immediately tack this down and start cutting off extra lace, I just know my wig is going to start lifting. So I go ahead and I tie it down. Lately, I've been using a cut up stocking as my melt band, because some melt bands be like a real thick material that can cause your lace to look white as you're taking it off, because the texture is so rough that it gets stuck to the glue through the lace, and it makes a mess sometimes. So I use a stocking wigs still be laid. I blow dried that for 10 minutes on heat, and then I cut off the excess lace when I took it off. I told y'all I bring the hairline a little past the edges of the glue, so it's normal that some pieces of hair will get cut off. I cut off everything that isn't tacked down to anything. That helps me create natural hairlines that can even mimic someone's exact hairline. I have a video on that technique that I'll link up here if you care. You ever had a wig that made the top of your ears so sore? That's because not enough lace was cut off in this area, so I'm just handling that real quick before I be crying tomorrow from agony. Okay, so this is what Swiss lace looks like with no tint or no makeup added to the lace. It is melting into my skin very well, but there are pieces of ash popping out to greet you. I'm gonna make them say their goodbyes in a minute. I saw a girl on TikTok using a powder from Ruby Kisses on her lace, so I wanted to try it. And the one I got is my exact skin tone, but sometimes when applying makeup to a wig, especially powders, it's best to go just a little darker. This ended up melting in just fine after I sprayed. Got to be along the edges, tied it down again and let it blow dry. But next time I want to try a darker shade to see if it looks even better than this. After I took the stocking off, you know, got to make the hair crunchy, so I'm just combing the hairline out to make it soft and movable again. The lace looks great though. I'm happy with how it's turning out so far. Tell me what you think. And notice how my forehead is still big. That's what I like. God made everything small that he wanted to be small on me, like my waist, but my forehead wasn't one of them. It's fine. She could do a middle part, she could do a side part, she could do a deep side part. I said you could have whatever you like, period. But she gonna start off with baby hair. I parted out some hair on my temple areas and I parted out sideburns. I hot combed the rest of the hair going back to keep it neat and out the way, and I hot combed the hair that I'm using as baby hair forward to get it flat and keep it forward. I love neatness, so to get this as neat and as clean as possible, I like to spray the brushes of a baby hair brush with Got To Be and brush the hair that I'm not using as baby hair backwards to mold them down, and then I curl my baby hair all across. By the way, off topic, but did you drink water today? Did you drink enough? Next, I cut all my baby hair in a diagonal cut, and I use mousse and a comb to shape them using my fingers to help guide the direction of the baby hair. As you saw in the beginning, my baby hair is real soft and fluffy at the end of this, so using mousse makes it easier to comb it out later to fluff them out without losing the shape, and it won't turn white or flaky as some gels would do if you try to comb that out. I have a full video all about baby hair if you want even more details on how I like to lay mine. I didn't do fluffy baby hair in that video, so I mentioned different techniques and different products if you care. Anywhere the baby hair looked thicker than I wanted it, I plucked it, and as I was shaping them, if I saw that it wasn't curving right or it just looked too long, I cut them, and I did this until I was satisfied. This isn't the final baby hair look though, so you have to keep watching to see how I make them fluffy. To start styling my hair, I parted out 2 sections on the left side of my middle part. I used braiding gel to help make my lines as clean as possible. I also used the same gel on the roots of the sections I was working on at the time for a stronger hold, especially since I was going to have this on for a few days and I didn't want my braids to start frizzing. I love a good press with a hot comb, but it wasn't as necessary with this style. I only used it on the sections that were braided to help flatten out the roots a little bit. Then I braided this section going back and tied a rubber band at the back to keep it from unraveling. Remember I said this hairstyle isn't hard, it's just tedious, especially if you're doing it on yourself. You can see where I made the parts. That's all you really need to know to like imitate it. But for the crisscross, the rubber band design, all I did was put boxed parts in a rubber band, and when I got to the row behind the row in front of it, I tied the rubber band, attaching it to the box that was across from it to create like a crisscross situation going on. When doing a style like this, especially on a wig, I just had to make sure I wasn't wrapping the rubber bands too tight, especially in the sections along the hairline, because too much tension will snatch this lace right up. So light hands. The gel helped made it look tighter than it actually was. Girl, I was too tired at this point. I was tired. I almost tried to tell myself a lie and say it actually looks good just like this, no need to do the other side, but no, I pushed through. I got a comment completely unrelated, but I feel like my face has a sweet side and an evil side. Like this side of my face is clear like glass. Even my eyebrow has a softer arch on this side. Meanwhile, the other side of my face is at war with itself, just breaking out. And even my eyebrow got a mean arch, make me look like a villain. But I don't want to look like a villain. I want to look very sweet, angel vibes, because I am. Meanwhile, this eyebrow on the what side of my face is that? The eyebrow on the left side of my face looks suspicious. Thanks be to Jesus. I'm finally done styling this. Now I'm going to finish off my baby hair by combing them out to make them fluffy. If I felt like some sections were thicker than it was on the other side, I plucked some of that out, but that didn't mess up the shape or nothing. This was also the time when I was paying attention to minor details, like this piece of hair don't need to be here, so I got her out of here. I also felt like my hook was hooking a little too hard, so I used a razor to trim it until it looked more effortless as opposed to out of place. One of the last things I did was clean up my parts and make them pop out more with some concealer. Anywhere I saw my over bleached roots, I use a mascara wand to touch them up. I'm gonna go do my makeup and I'll be back to flat iron my hair. This is a straight wig they sent me. It only got a little wave to it because I washed it, but you know I'm gonna do my little one too with the flat iron. I pay attention to details, so I'm making sure I'm flat ironing the hair hanging from the rubber bands too, because why would somebody neglect those little pieces? That's all. See, not hard, just tedious. Let me know what y'all think about this style. Oh, matter of fact, let me put up my inspo pic because I definitely was trying to recreate something I saw of this girl Instagram. Her work is fire. Would you do this style? I feel like it's cute and girly, which is right up my alley. It doesn't give sexy though. Definitely gives cute. But just remember that the frontals that have 2 inches on the side ain't gonna cut it for a style like this. AF sister knew what's up. unlike others. Check my description box for a link to everything I use if you don't feel like searching it up yourself. Check out my other hair, makeup, and lifestyle content. If you don't love me yet, I know you will soon, and I'll love you back. I promise.